Howdy, people. Alright, we are going to be covering today a video called "We Need to Talk About Lollies" by Ray Sean Gibson. I don't watch anime. For the most part, I've watched Beyblade, uh, and unfortunately, I was exposed to Dragon Maid, and that's why I don't watch anime. I did not like Dragon Maid.
The young adult women manga has been a staple of the industry for as long as the anime industry has existed. Shows like Sailor Moon or On High School Host Club and Fruit Baskets are a few examples. The innocent media directed at girls typically features characters with cuter designs and more wholesome undertones. With its introduction, a very specific style of character design hit the scene, recognized by an air of childlike innocence, lollies. Starting around the 1980s, manga and magazine publications featuring lollies had started to boom, becoming more or less a subgenre of shoujo. With more male fans entering the shoujo space, the lolly subgenre hit a major spike in popularity, with more self-published works including...
If you don't know what lolly is, it is children, young girls specifically, in just awful situations. It's animated child porn. It is. It has a counterpart called Shota, and a former content creator by the name of Demon Mama, her partner, Fawn, liked Shota a lot. That's different. That's past drama. Pretty sure Vosh likes lolly. Alright, let's get into this.
This is known as the lolicon boom. To any person watching this video that has been outside recently and doesn't know what a lolly is,
lolicons are pedophiles. They just are. Cry about it.
First off, what are you doing here? I appreciate you though. Come here. This is a safe space. They're the drawn depictions of girls in anime and manga designed specifically to look like children. Loli comes from the root word lolicon, which is a shortening of the term Lolita complex. Because there's been some definition shifting with time, for the sake of simplicity in this video, when I say lolly, you can assume I mean female characters drawn to look like minors. In a modern context, lolicon for girls and shotacon for boys are the umbrella terms used for referring...
Oh, he just goes over it, I guess. That's great.
Referring to persons who find themselves attracted to such characters. It is a definer for several types of pedophilia in Japanese works, specifically anime. Anime has a pervert problem. We discussed this last time.
He just goes over the same thing I literally just went over, actually. Great. Heard something. Sorry. But anyway, he goes over the same thing I did. So let's just continue.
But I'm not just talking about the written characters themselves. I'm talking about in our fandoms and in the writers' rooms. Today we're going to talk about a major issue that's been affecting anime for decades. This is the anime trope that is worse than the worst. Before we go any further, it's important to note that the sexual exploitation of children isn't exclusive to women. Men can be, and often are, the victims of sexual exploitation as well. But for the sake of consistency with this video, the topic of discussion will be primarily on women in these works. Shotas and men, we're going to touch on you guys another day. Characters like Shiro from No Game No Life, Silica from Sword Art Online, and the little dragon girl from Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid are a few examples of lollies. Either women meant to look...
Yeah. This is the reason I don't watch anime, honestly. Also, it's not really my cup of tea. I don't like the general art style. I'm in pain right now. Like, spiritual pain.
Exactly like children placed in compromising positions or legitimate kids. While in some cases the character in question isn't the notable focus of sexualization, by putting them in the center of sexualized environments smack dab into a sexualized ensemble cast, the implication by association becomes inherently predatory. It's a bizarre trope in anime and manga that for some reason is treated like Voldemort.
It's the worst trope in anything,
Lollies are the
honestly.
byproduct
It's the worst trope in anything. I don't like it. I hate it. 'Cause I'm a normal, well-functioning human being. Well, I'm not really normal or well-functioning, but like I'm more normal than the creeps who like lolicon.
of a massive sexual issue in Japan, which I'm not entirely qualified to talk about. I can't say much about a declining population, but it is clear that a subset of otakus produce a public image of attraction and subsequent fixation on very young girls. But we'll talk about that more later on in the video. For now, let's go back to 2002. The euro was introduced as the newest currency in the EU, which Great Britain was still a part of. We were introduced to Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. The Winter Olympics were held in Salt Lake City, Utah. Good times. Oh, that's right, the video. The first major erotic magazine for lolicons, Comic LO, enters the scene. The LO in question standing for Lolita Only, a monthly magazine publication that has been going on for over 2 decades.
Why? Just why? Alright, let's read this. Comic LO, abbreviated as LO, is a Japanese lolicon erotica the magazine has been published by Akane Shinsha. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Since October 2002. Issue released on September 20th, 2002, and was published irregularly until May 2004, when it became a monthly magazine. The LO stands for Lolita Only, reflecting its focus on fictional young or young-looking characters. When first published, Comic LO helped trigger a small boom in lolicon manga in the early 2000s.
That draws and sells.
Alright, if you see a lot of cuts, it's because I'm in pain and I need to recover. My body is trying to stop me from looking at this by overactivating my sinuses. So, yeah. Alright, Comic LO was originally an extra issue of other erotic magazines, and then became independent on December 21st, 2005. On May 22nd, 2010, the publisher put out an announcement to stop illegal uploading of the magazine on its official website. In December 2015, a glimpse of the standards of Comics LO were brought forward regarding artwork. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that name. A manga artist for the magazine was told to
Images
draw
of
more girls that looked like 9-year-olds.
prepubescent girls in
As 8 was too young. 9 is too young. 12 is too young. 16 is too young. 17 is too young. I would say you should urge on the side of caution with 18-year-olds.
sexual situations. In layman's terms, child pornography. You know, in the anime community, you always hear excuses for these kinds of behaviors. They're aged up, or it's just fantasy and roleplay and other silly things of that nature. No. Inasmuch as animated sexual acts constitute pornographic material, the same can be said with lollies. This is CP. There's no way of
Yeah,
excusing that or
it
writing around
is.
it. Though you don't have to take my word for it. Here is a translated tweet from November 27th, 2015 by Amagapa Shojogun, an artist for the magazine. When I was making arrangements with my boss, these characters look a little young for 9. When I suggested making them 8 instead, LO's readers want 9-year-olds. 8 is too young. Change the picture instead. This is the level of fine-tuning at LO. They are aware that these are children. They just don't care. The most common and popular argument in favor of these.
That's actually disgusting. Let's 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 continue. I chose this. I chose to cover this because I thought it would be entertaining. I'm just in pain. I hope you guys are entertained by this. I'm in pain.
These depictions is, well, Rayshawn, they're not real. It's a fictional character. There's nothing to feel uncomfortable about when they're just lines drawn on paper. And you know what? That is an amazing argument. He's that way! He's that way! We're safe. This type of pornography is not only legal but actively endorsed in these horrid corners of the internet. In reality, it is a prime example of how pedophilic imagery has slid into mainstream Japanese culture.
Oh yeah, didn't wait, hold on. Alright. So PBS or PBS article. Japan raises the age of consent to 16 from 13 years old, which was among the world's lowest. Japan's parliament on this is a 2021 article, I think. No, 2023. I'm sorry. I am so sorry. Alright. Japan's parliament on Friday raised the age of consent to 16 from 13, a limit which had remained unchanged for more than a century. And was among the world's lowest, amid calls for greater protection of children and women. Okay, good. The revision was part of was a part of a revamping of laws related to sex crimes. Separately, Parliament passed a new law on Friday to increase awareness of LGBTQ plus issues, good, which activists criticized for not guaranteeing equal rights for sexual minorities. Reforms providing greater protection for victims of sexual crimes and stricter punishment of assailants have come slowly in a century where the legislative and judicial branches have been long dominated by men. Japan in 2017 revised its criminal code on sexual crimes for the first time in 110 years. A series of acquittals in cases of sexual abuse, and growing instances of sexual images taken of girls, and women without their consent have triggered public outrage, as they should, prompting the new revisions. The changes enacted on Friday have make sexual intercourse with someone below the age of 16 considered rape. It should be higher than this. It should be 18. They specify 8 scenarios of consentless sex crimes, a new term for forced sexual intercourse, including being assaulted under the influence of alcohol, drugs, fear, or intimidation. They also ban the filming, distribution, possession, and possession of sexually exploitative images taken without consent. People got mad over this. 4chan chuds got mad over this. The statute of limitations for sex crimes was also extended by 5 years to 10 years. So I guess it was 5 years before and now it's 10 years. For consentless sexual intercourse, that crime is now... Oh! Oh. No, wait, no, sorry, I read that wrong. That crime is now subject to up to 15 years in prison. It should be life. While photo is that voyeurism? I think so. Can be punished by up to 3 years imprisonment. These changes were sparked in part by a case of Nagoya in which a father who raped his 19-year-old daughter and was acquitted by a court which ruled that while the daughter did not give her consent, she did not resist violently. What was she supposed to do? Stab him? Uh, the decision prompted nationwide protests. Activists said that the new LGBTQ plus laws threaten them instead of promoting equality because of last minute changes which apparently catered to opponents of it catered to turfs. That's nice. That's great. Japan is the only member of the group of the 7 leading industrialized nations that does not have LGBTQ plus legal protections. Support. Oh, I think they are legalizing same-sex marriage now, and other rights have grown amongst the Japanese public, but opposition remains strong within the governing Liberal Democratic Party, known for conservative values and reluctance to promote gender equality and sexual diversity. The final version of the law states that unjust discrimination is unacceptable, but doesn't clearly ban discrimination. It says that conduction should have been created so that all citizens can live in peace of mind, which activists say shows the governing party prioritizes the concerns of opponents of equal rights over the rights of sexual minorities. The law does not look at us, our ideals, and instead looks to the direction of those causing us pain, said Minori Tokeda, a transgender woman. I am deeply concerned about how the law treats us as if our presence threatens the people's sense of self and safety.
I think this point can be strongly accentuated by taking a look at Akiba. Akihabara, or Akiba, is a district in central Tokyo that's well known for its otaku community and stores. A simple walk down the road will have you assaulted with loli and lolicon imagery. Couple that with the well-known and popular idol industry or rental girlfriend industries of Japan that present young women to be the golden prize tokens for men. It's natural that this disgusting and horrendous practice would make its way into anime. We are all in agreement that Boku no Pico is disgusting and horrible. What I don't see many people talking about is
I don't know what that is. I don't want to find out. I will not find out. Let's continue. Do not tell me. Do not tell me what this is. Please, let's continue.
How did this not only get the green light for publication, but have 3 OVAs made? That presents an issue deeper than the characters in the show, an issue that's significantly deeper. Fans of this genre claim that their attraction is solely to the fictional children depicted, not to real children. However, it is arguable that
They are lying, for the most part. I can't say if all of them are lying, but I can say that a lot of them are lying.
the normalization and pervasiveness of lolicon in Japan has desensitized many to the sexualization of real children. Have you ever heard of a show called Rurouni Kenshin? Grandfather of samurai anime, the author Nobuhiro Watsuki was found with hundreds of DVDs with pornographic materials containing early teenage girls. His sentence, a $1,500 fine. Lord knows. How much do you need for that?
$1,500 fine. No jail time! No jail time.
The maximum sentence. He then proceeded to continue working on the same manga.
That's the maximum sentence. No jail time, just a fine. Wow.
As if nothing's happened, and he still works on that same manga, with it only entering hiatus last month due to his failing health. There is a major argument of whether or not the media we consume affects us, which I'm not gonna lie, I don't entirely understand. Of course it does. How many pieces of internet slang have you subconsciously started saying in your mind, then in real life? How many songs do you hate at first and find yourself regularly humming? Everything we take in has an effect on us. I'm not saying that if you play Call of Duty that means you're gonna sign up for World War III. But what I am saying is that everything we consume has a subconscious effect on us.
If World War III happens, I do want to journalize that. I do want to be there. Not on the front lines, but like, not fighting on the front lines, but I want to be journalizing the front lines.
Look at the correlation of pornography addiction and inabilities experiencing intimacy in relationships. Sure, they're just drawings on paper. It's not physically harming anyone, but over time it does have an effect. Every time an anime features a scene with these hypersexualized scenarios, it works to desensitizing persons into believing the content in question isn't bad anymore, and we are all susceptible to it, over a wider range of issues than just this, whether that was the intention or not. There is a salve for it though, a healing panacea, something that's able to help combat even the strongest of brain rot. Liking the video and subscribing to my channel. This video took a while to make, so I'm grateful for your patience.
Yeah, you should check out his content and like and subscribe. But you should also do that to me. You should also comment and ring the bell icon, because that's important. So yeah, you should do all that stuff for the both of us. Like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell icon. Comment 7. Like, include 7 somewhere in your comment. Somehow. I don't know. But yeah, it helps with the algorithm. So that's good. You should be doing that.
We're almost at 3,000 subscribers, which is huge. Thank you. It encourages me to make better content, so comment with your thoughts on this one as well. Can we get 5,000 subscribers by the end of the year?
Probably.
If you want to support the channel even more, I'm an official affiliate.
Wow. This is let's alright. Sorry, bro. Can't do the sponsor.
The issue of desensitization reverberates in the anime and manga we consume. The sexualization of minors in anime isn't just exclusive to characters drawn like they're in grade school. Last episode I said I like My Hero Academia, but I'd be beside myself if I didn't acknowledge the fact that these characters are put into some of the most compromising sexual situations.
Yeah, I think I've watched MHA. I liked it. It was weird, but once again, anime is not for me. I wait.
Fan service is what it's called. Is the
Yep.
fan being serviced in the room with us? How many times have you been watching a shonen anime where they have a hot springs episode? How many of those same episodes is there a scene where the underage female lead
Nope.
or
Nope.
leads is
Nope.
drawn in a problematic sexual position, naked, or being lusted after? This imagery outright presents underage girls as objects of sexual.
I think we
Women
are
in these
done here, actually. Yeah, I think we are done here. I can't handle any more of this. I don't want to handle any more of this. I want this off my screen. I will be bleaching my eyes. I will. Like, comment, subscribe, do all that fun stuff.